How many times have you needed to talk, to vent, to process your thoughts out loud, or just release what you've been holding? But instead of reaching out, you kept it to yourself and you kept it moving. Maybe you didn't want to be a burden because everybody is dealing with something right now, and nobody wants to feel like the negative friend bringing everybody down. Maybe life just got busy. The schedule was full, the responsibilities kept calling, and somewhere along the way, connection started feeling more like one more thing you didn't have time for. So you told yourself it was fine. You told yourself you were okay, and sometimes you were okay, but sometimes you were not okay. You were just isolated. And those are not the same thing. Today, we're talking about connection, not as a nice to have, but as a genuine part of your health and well being. You're listening to Making Space for Me, the podcast for women who spend so much time caring for everyone and everything else that they often neglect their own needs. I'm Otanthia Williams Brady, nurse practitioner and certified life coach. And here we have honest conversations about how to stop abandoning yourself inside of your responsibilities and start practicing self priority as stewardship so you can better care for your health and well being. When I went through my own season of burnout, I was not only disconnected from myself, I was disconnected from my friends too. Part of it was time. There was always so much to do, so many responsibilities. I felt like I didn't have time to be social. But guilt was also a part of it. I felt guilty for enjoying life when everything around me felt heavy and serious. And I also knew I wasn't in the best emotional place. During that time, I was miserable. I had a lot going on, a lot of frustration, a lot of thoughts, a lot of complaints. And I didn't want to feel like I was putting all of that negativity on other people. But at the same time, I didn't have the energy to be fake happy when talking to people. So I pulled back, I isolated. And at that time, I told myself I was protecting people from my heaviness. But looking back, I can clearly see that isolation was hurting me because my friends were part of my safe space. They gave me room to speak freely, to laugh, to take my focus somewhere else, even if only for a moment. But sometimes those moments are everything. Now, maybe your story is not burnout. Maybe for you, it's just a full season, a demanding job, a packed calendar, family responsibilities, caregiving, kids, marriage, church, school, just life and life and life. Maybe you're not in crisis, but you are busy enough that connection keeps getting pushed to the side. You know how it goes. I still got to return that text and yeah, I need to call her and we should get together, but then it doesn't happen. Here's what I want you to understand. Connection is not just something nice to have when life is easy. Connection is part of how we are supported when life is full, heavy, or demanding. And while connection doesn't fix whatever you got going on, it can remind you that you're not alone inside of it and that there is still joy even when life feels like a lot. And that changes something. As a nurse practitioner, I think it matters that we understand the health side of loneliness and isolation too. In 2023, the U.S. Surgeon General released an advisory on loneliness and social isolation, naming it as a serious public health concern. Not just a personal issue, but like a legit public health concern. The advisory talks about how lacking social connection can affect health and even compares the mortality impact of low social connection to smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Now, I want you to sit with that because many of us would never minimize the effects of tobacco, but we often minimize the effects of isolation and loneliness. We tell ourselves, I'm just too busy. I don't have time to hang out. I don't want to bother nobody. I'll reach out and connect when I feel better. I'll call when life slows down. But chronic isolation is not harmless. The CDC also connects loneliness and social isolation with increased risk for health concerns like heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, depression, anxiety, dementia, and early death. Those are not soft outcomes. Those are real health concerns. And the flip side matters too. Research shows that people with strong, positive social connections tend to experience lower rates of depression and anxiety, stronger immune support, and greater resilience in the face of stress. And here's what I find most compelling as both a clinician and a coach. Connection does not just help us feel better emotionally, it also helps support the body's stress response. When we feel supported, seen, and safe, our nervous system has a chance to settle. Stress hormones can decrease, and the body can finally exhale. This is part of what safe, healthy connections can do for you biologically, whether you're aware of it or not. So, no, connection is not just something you reach for when everything is handled and all is well. Connection is a part of what supports you while you're handling it. And I think this is especially important for responsible women because many of us are used to carrying quietly. We're used to listening, checking in on everyone, showing up, helping, making sure others are okay. But when we need support, we hesitate. When life is heavy, stress and burnout can make you pull away from the very people who help you breathe. That was a mindset shift I had to make. I had to stop treating connection like something I could only enjoy when everything was okay. Because when everything was not okay is when I needed safe connections even more. I think sometimes as women, we view venting as being negative, but venting doesn't mean you're being negative. Sometimes it means you've just been holding too much by yourself for too long. And I know for many of us, the big thing is that we don't want to burden or bother nobody. I get that. But the people who truly love you, your real friends, your safe family members, the people who feel like home, oftentimes they want to support you. And when you're reaching out to connect with someone and you feel like you may be a bother or a burden, it's okay to ask, like, hey, do you have capacity for me to vent for a few minutes? Or I don't need you to fix this. I just need to say some stuff out loud. Or can I talk through something with you that, I've been kind of holding on to? That kind of language gives the other person room to be honest and it gives you permission to ask for what you actually need. Because not every conversation has to be a solution. Sometimes support is simply just being heard or just getting out of the element. Sometimes it's someone saying, girl, I get it. That's a lot. Or let's just take a break and enjoy ourselves. I think we often underestimate how powerful that is. Connection does not have to be this large, big production. It doesn't have to be a 3-course expensive dinner, a girl's trip, or a 2-hour phone call. Sometimes it's a 10-minute call, a voice note, a text. Let's take a quick walk, a shared laugh. The point is not that you need a huge block of time. The point is that small, honest moments of connection matter significantly. Now, I also want to say this clearly. Not every relationship is restorative. They're not. Some relationships support you, others drain you. Some people allow you to be honest, other people make you feel like you have to explain, defend, or perform. So when I talk about connection, I'm not simply talking about just being around people. I'm talking about meaningful connection, the kind where you can be seen, not just needed, the kind where you can receive, not only give, the kind where you can be honest without feeling like you're being too much. Because it is very possible to be socially surrounded but emotionally unsupported. So the question is not, do I have time to fully catch up with everybody? The questions I want you to reflect on are this. Have I been disconnecting from others because life feels too busy, heavy, or exhausting? Have I been avoiding people because I don't want to be a burden? Have I convinced myself that I have to wait until I feel better to let people in? Who is one safe person I can reach out to this week? And that's what I want you to do. Identify one safe person you can reach out to this week and reach out and keep it simple. Hey, I've been thinking about you. Do you have time to talk this week? Or can I vent for a few minutes? I don't need advice. I just need to say something out loud. Or, girl, life has been a lot. Do you want to get together? Keep it simple, keep it honest, and let that be enough. You don't have to wait until you are fully okay or life is calm, quiet, and together to reach out and to take the time necessary to connect in ways that support you. You are not a machine, you are a person. And people, real, whole, human people, need connection. It's not weakness, it's not neediness. This is how we were made. You were not meant to go through everything or carry everything alone. And choosing to connect is actually tending to your health. Now, if you're in a season where connection feels hard or you don't have someone safe to process with right now, I want you to know that there are still places to begin. That's part of why I created the Clarity and Capacity Reset sessions. It's a private one on one space to pause, process what feels heavy, identify kind of what's going on, and get a clear understanding of next steps needed to move forward. The link to book is in the episode notes. As always, I want to thank you for listening to Making Space for Me. And until next time, be gentle with yourself and keep making space for you.